Hey guys, I'm Chad Lowen of Triple L Lawn and Landscape. This video clip is for the GoPlow Greatest Story Never Told. To begin, this is my story on how I started and grew my company for the last 7 years. And oh yeah, I should mention, I'm only 23 years old. When I was young, I had a wagon that I would tow up and down the street cutting lawns. I had about 4 lawns that I would cut weekly. I always enjoyed cutting grass, so in 2004, at the age of 16, I decided to start my company officially. And that was the beginning of Triple L Lawn and Landscape. I went to my local equipment dealer, bought a brand new Walker mower, still trimmer, and landscape trailer, and believe it or not, I was able to get farm financing on it in my name, and I was off to the races. To pull the trailer, I used my dad's old beat-up truck. I would drop him off at work in the morning so I could use the truck and then go to school. After school, I would go and mow lawns until I had to go pick him up at work at 7 o'clock. My first year, I was lucky to pick up 3 commercial accounts and about a dozen residential accounts. How I got into the snow and ice management industry began with one day, totally out of the blue, the manager at one of the steel factories where we cut the grass came up and asked me, "Hey, you guys are going to plow the snow for us too, right?" And I was like, okay, well, let's go. So up until that point, I hadn't really given any thought into snow and ice management, and I was all about lawns and landscaping, right? But luckily for me, my dad knew a guy, Ray, from the factory where he worked for 28 years at the time, and we set up a deal where he would plow snow for me at this factory, and I would do about 800 feet of sidewalks and internals at a small office building around the corner from our house. The winter of '05, I had my 3 commercial properties, but as you can tell, I'm quite ambitious. So one day when I was looking in the local paper, I seen an ad for becoming a snow subcontractor, and I was like, right on, man, I gotta do this. So I phoned them up, and I had a meeting with 2 of the coolest guys in snow, and they hired me and my dad on. So I would get up around midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning. I'd run the plow truck, and my dad would run his old truck doing sidewalks and internals for these guys. Around 5 o'clock, I'd break off and go do my own properties until about 7:30, run home, grab a shower, and go off to high school, and my dad would go off to his full-time job. The biggest challenges came in the winter of '06. I was off to college in Niagara, about an hour and a half away from my hometown in Kitchener, to study landscaping and become a certified landscape technician, and try to still run my company while going through college. Luckily at that time, my dad retired from his full-time factory job of 30 years, and it just so happened that the company closed up shop and moved to the States, so he came on to help me out. We really grew a lot that year, like big time, like from having 2 acres of snow to having 10. I was very, very competitive and put out over 150 quotes that year. So one of his buddies from work decided to get in on the contracting business and bought a skid steer and a pickup and put it on with me that winter. All this stuff couldn't have happened at a better time, as I was off to college, and I had my dad, Ronnie, running his skid steer with a power plow, Davey doing the sidewalks, and I still had Ray helping us out. On the bigger events, I would shoot home from school and help those guys out. I had by far the best teachers in high school and college. They gave me so much slack. The days I came to school completely out of it from working all night, I can't thank them enough. In 2008, I graduated school and bought the first real truck I ever owned, a 2004 3500 SRW Duramax. I put a plow and salter on that, and it was just me, my dad, and Ray that winter plowing about 13 acres of snow now. In 2009, we brought back the 2006, and I bought a 2009 2500 HD for my dad, which he drives. Still steadily growing each year, adding on more and more properties and trying to do as much work ourselves as we could, we decided to take a leap on technology and buy back blades for both trucks, which allowed us to increase our productivity a fair bit. The winter of 2010, I bought a John Deere 3720, which we used for sidewalks, and we put a Bobcat V blade on it to help us out plowing and doing the sidewalk route. So it was me, my dad, Ray still subbing, a property or 2, and a part-time guy running the tractor, which leads us up to this coming winter, 2011. Which I bought a brand new Cat 906H with a Horse 1016 snow wing, which Ray is going to be running for us now. I'm going to be in the pickup, which is going to be more or less a salt truck, and a guy running the tractor, and my dad still running his truck. All in all, the last 7 years have been a great run. With slow and steady growth, a ton of heart, determination, blood, sweat, and tears have brought me to where I am today, and I wouldn't have been able to do it without the help that I'm so thankful from my dad, Ray, and a lot of other people that I consider to be great friends that are professionals in the snow and ice industry that I've met through networking sites such as GoPlow, SEMA, and PlowSite. So that's my greatest story never told. You don't see too many kids my age running an operation like I have, and that's why I'm the greatest story never